Mastering the art of setting boundaries for a happier life. Imagine feeling at peace, free from guilt, and in control of your life. What if I told you the secret is simple? It's all about setting better boundaries. And the best part? It's a straightforward process that anyone can master. Too often, we feel drained, overwhelmed, or resentful in our relationships. Why? We don't set clear boundaries, but here's the good news: boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They're about protecting your peace, your energy, and your happiness. Once you start setting these boundaries, you'll feel a sense of relief and liberation. Before we delve in, please push that subscribe button so you never miss a video that helps you build a more vigorous, happier life. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and share it with someone who needs it. 1. Know your limits. You can't set boundaries if you don't know where they are. Take a moment to reflect on what makes you feel stressed, drained, or uncomfortable. Write down your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual limits. Ask yourself, what situations make me feel anxious or uneasy? When do I feel like I'm being taken advantage of? What behaviors from others do I tolerate even though they upset me? For example, you may feel exhausted after spending time with a friend who constantly complains but never listens to you. That's a sign that you need to set a boundary. Once you define these limits, you'll understand what you need to protect your well-being. 2. Say no without explaining. How often do you feel like you have to justify your decisions? Saying no is hard, but saying no without explaining is even more challenging. You don't owe anyone a long reason why you can't do something. Think about this: have you ever made up an excuse to get out of plans? Maybe you said you were too busy when you wanted a night. Instead of feeling guilty, practice saying no with confidence. Try these simple phrases. No, I can't commit to that right now. I appreciate the invite, but I'll have to pass. That doesn't work for me. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And remember, a simple no is a complete sentence. 3. Give yourself permission. One of the most significant barriers to setting boundaries is guilt. You might worry about hurting someone's feelings, disappointing them, or being seen as selfish. But setting limits doesn't mean you don't care about others, it means you care about yourself, too. Think about this: if you constantly give to others without caring for yourself, you'll eventually burn out. And when you're running on empty, you cannot show up as your best self. It's time to permit yourself to say no without guilt. Take breaks when you need them. Prioritize your own mental and emotional health. You don't need to justify why you need space, rest, or peace. Boundaries help you present yourself as a happier, healthier version of the people who matter. 4. Step back from toxic relationships. Some people will respect your boundaries, and some won't. If someone constantly pushes your limits, ignores your needs, or makes you feel small, it may be time to step back. Toxic relationships come in many forms. A friend who always takes but never gives. A family member who guilts you into doing things you don't want to do. A partner who disrespects your emotions or dismisses your feelings. Stepping back isn't easy, but it's necessary for your well-being. Ask yourself, does this relationship bring me more stress than joy? Do I feel heard and respected, or constantly dismissed? Am I always making sacrifices while the other person does what they want? If a relationship hurts you more than helps you, it's okay to create distance. You are not responsible for fixing toxic people. Your only responsibility is to take care of yourself. 5. Practice self-care and reinforce boundaries. Setting boundaries is just the beginning. The real challenge is sticking to them. People might push back or test your limits, and that's when you need to stand firm. Here's how to stay strong. Be consistent. If you set a boundary, stick to it. Don't bend the rules just because someone pressures you. Use clear communication. If someone crosses a boundary, remind them kindly but firmly, I've already said no, and that's my final decision. Prioritize self-care. Boundaries are an act of self-care. Ensure you take time for rest, hobbies, and activities that bring you joy. Building better boundaries takes practice, but the more you do it, the stronger and happier you'll feel. It's about saying no and saying yes to the things that truly matter to you. So, what boundary are you ready to set today? I'd love to hear about your experiences and the boundaries you're planning to set. Please share them in the comments below. Your voice matters and your experiences can inspire others. Remember to like this video and subscribe for more self-improvement tips. Protect your peace, stand in your power, and I'll see you in the next one.